Hey guys, the Rick here, bringing you another video. Now we covered a lot about planet tanks in our fish tank community videos. Now we're moving on from that and we're going to cover African cichlids now. So today's question is, what is your thoughts on African cichlid hybrids? Now this can definitely be a very heated topic. There are people out there that believe that hybrids are an abomination, it ruins the hobby, and they should be killed. I personally have nothing against African cichlid hybrids. I think some of them can be very beautiful, and it can happen in your tank. And I just don't think that you should kill them just because they're a hybrid. I do want to add that when you know your fish is a hybrid and you sell it or give it away, make sure that the buyer knows that it's a hybrid and not a pure fish. That's my thoughts on this particular topic. Let's see what my friends in the fish tank community have to say about this.
What do I think about hybrids in the hobby? Well, you can see that I do have hybrids in my tank. So clearly I don't think it's that big of an issue, but on a larger scale, I think it's paramount to kind of focus in on the breeding programs. There has to be some sort of purist inside of you that wants the lakes to maintain its integrity. And yes, I want the lakes to maintain its integrity, otherwise I wouldn't have some of the beautiful fish that I have. I do have some hybrids in my tank. But I also want to have some pure strains. With that being said, over the years I've heard some people say that fish do the dance with other fish and cause hybrids in the wild. Is that true? Probably. But the reasons are probably man-made in pollution and cloudy water. I don't think naturally my German red's gonna roll through and do the dance with a red empress. I don't think naturally they're gonna do that. It's the same thing with a chimpanzee rolling to a gorilla and saying, hey, what's up, let's do the dance and make some gorilla pansy babies. That just doesn't happen. So in terms of what I think about hybrids, I think in terms of the average hobbyist, they don't necessarily mind. There are the purists out there. We kind of have to find that balance that OBs are beautiful, they're out there, they help these breeders make money. Yes, they help these local fish stores stay in business. That's the nature of the beast. But as far as keeping these lakes and pure strains alive, we kind of have to watch that balance. Don't know if that made sense, but if it did, great. So thank you so much.
My thought on African cichlid hybrids. I personally do not have a problem with hybrids. As a breeder, I wouldn't personally breed a hybrid fish, but if it happened in a tank, it happens. We actually had a Eureka Red peacock breed with an OB peacock, and we have them right here in this tank behind me. We have some beautiful males showing color now, and they're very, very nice fish. Like I said, we wouldn't personally take two breeds of African cichlids and purposefully breed them as hybrids. So, but I don't have anything against it. I do not believe, however, taking two hybrids and breeding them together, which, eventually down the road will lose all their natural characteristics to the fish itself. That's definitely wrong. But I think, if you're a breeder, you have to always be honest to your buyer what kind of fish you are selling them. That way, if they're breeding the fish, they know the background of it. You have to be honest. We would never sell these fish in here as a purebred African cichlid. We would say we have a hybrid species here, the Eureka Red and an OB. So I think that's important to be honest. So my opinion is, why not? I don't think hybrids are very bad at all. They can turn out to be beautiful fish. So that's my opinion.
Let's talk about hybrids. It's a highly controversial topic. Some of the bigger names in the hobby, flowerhorns, parrotfish, they're hybrids, right? So hybrids have their place, but they're known to be hybrids. If you're breeding a fish especially when you're dealing with sunshines and German reds and outer points and eurekas. They can kind of look similar, but they're actually a hybrid. And if you're selling that fish as something other than a hybrid, that's where the problem comes in. If I went to my LFS and they sold me a fish that was a hybrid as something else, I'd be upset. I've seen some stunning hybrids that I wouldn't mind having in my tank. So if you're breeding fish and you have a hybrid, just don't sell it as a hybrid. Most of these fish are tank raised on these farms anyway, so there's really no fear of cross-contaminating bloodlines or whatnot. But for a true breeder, they don't want hybrids. They want to keep the bloodline pure, and that's fine. But for a hobbyist like myself, hybrids it's going to happen. You're going to have a female in here, and they're going to produce a hybrid. It may turn out to be a phenomenal. It may turn out to be a stunning fish. It may turn out to be a dud. But with all that said, either way, hybrids have a place in the hobby. They're going to happen. It's all a matter, in my opinion, of how we handle it.
Alright guys, it's your turn. What are your thoughts on African cichlid hybrids? Leave it in the comments below and share with the rest of us. Keep in mind guys, this can be a very heated topic. Just keep in mind each other's thoughts and opinions and respect each other. If you guys have a suggestion on a topic you want us to cover, please leave it in the comments below. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.